afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Ask Me Anything session. The net zero and decarbonization landscape is changing very fast. And while we have national and global commitments, there are also policies which are in the place. Where it becomes tricky is the right capability to deliver and roll out these national commitments, national policies, and the strategies which have been made. To bridge such a gap, IIM Kashipur and evACAD together have co-developed a postgraduate executive program in net zero strategy and sustainability leadership. The cohort 1 for this program is already ongoing, and we are launching the cohort 2 in this month. A very warm welcome to everyone here. In this session, we will take a deeper dive to understand more about this program. What hands-on practical skills you will be gaining, why this program is needed, in this domain, what problem we are trying to solve with this problem, what are the faculties, what type of exposure will you be getting, what type of cases have been discussing, and in general, how this domain and this landscape is evolving is something we will be taking a deeper dive into. While we have people behind the program joining us to directly talk to you and share the experience, we are extremely happy to also involve and invite our cohort 1 participants and learners who will be also sharing a direct glimpse from what they are experiencing in the program and in the classes so far. Next slide, please. Before I introduce our panelists, a very quick intro. I am Isha Gupta Varmare. I am CEO of P-Manifold EV Academy Private Limited. We are a company which focuses on building right capability and bringing in the programs which helps you with the hands-on skill building in the domain of e-mobility, decarbonization, new energies, and together with the experience of our parent company, the P-Manifold Group, we bring in the advisory and the case study experiences live into the curriculum. For our panelists today, I believe one of the panelists is yet to join us, but we have Dr. Priyanka Davar with us. Dr. Priyanka comes with a very extensive expertise in environment, sustainability, and policy, with experience in the Ministry of Environment, Forest, and Climate Change. Through her work in both public and private sector, as well as her PhD research, she has developed a very strong understanding of the evolving net zero landscape and challenges organization faces in implementing the sustainable strategies. Her experience spans working with regulators, international agencies, and corporates, giving her a 360-degree view on how sustainability is shaping business decisions today. We are very pleased to have Dr. Priyanka with us. She's also a participant from our cohort 1. Very soon, Mr. Sushil would be also joining us. Mr. Sushil Kavatkar is a head of EV market development at Tata Passenger Electric Mobility. He brings about 20 years of experience across passenger vehicles, electric vehicles, and commercial vehicles. His expertise includes strategy, EV ecosystem creation, new ventures, M&A, business development, product planning, and innovation management. With a very strong track record in driving transformation across automotive sector, he is now expanding his focus into net zero and sustainability domains, contributing in the evolution of Indian EV and clean mobility ecosystem. Then we have Professor Vaibhav with us, Professor Vaibhav Bamoria. He's the area chairperson with IIM Kashipur, and he's a person behind, together with Professor Kunal Ganguly, he's a person behind this program from IIM Kashipur. He's a fellow of Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, and with nearly 2 decades of experience spanning in academia, research, and industry. He covers a subject around microeconomics, climate change, rural marketing, agriculture entrepreneurship, clean tech solutions, and his course in managing sustainability, co-developed with IIM Ahmedabad, received a global recognition at the Page Prize. We also have Mr. Rahul Bagaria with us. Mr. Rahul Bagaria is a seasoned leader with over 20 years of experience in strategic research and consulting, serving as the CMD of P-Manifold Business Solutions and Group of Companies. He has been at the forefront of enabling smart and clean market development across sectors, including power, e-mobility, solar, and low voltage DC systems. His expertise spans across value chain, including go-to-market strategy, customer intelligence, financial modeling, bid advisory, and performance optimization. From evACAD side, he is the person behind this program, bringing it uh, to really bridge the gap on what he has seen while working with the various government bodies and authorities. What were the capacity, capability gap, and this program as a bridge to fill those up. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all our panelists today. What I think there is some sound issue. Am I audible clearly, or it's really a bad audio?
Yes, Isha, you are very clearly audible to me.
Same here, Isha.
Okay.
Yes, Isha, you're audible.
Okay. Thank you for the confirmation. Maybe I would request Pradeep Kumarji just to rejoin in case the audio is bad for you. While this session, while we want to keep it very interactive and open, I would request you to share your questions through chat, through Q&A panel, or you can raise your hand and interact with us. Before I jump to the questions, what I will do is I will briefly walk you through what this program is all about. My team would also be sharing the program link on the chat, which you can also check the details about the program. Next slide, please. When we talk about this Net Zero program, which we have built, it's an 11-month program in which we are covering 10 topics as 10 individual courses. We start from the climate, then we move towards the techno-economic feasibility of the decarbonization technologies. We move towards the new energy, which is the green hydrogen, which is upcoming, and how the supply chain and trading and the feasibility around the green hydrogen is working. From there, we would be taking a journey talking about the strategizing a clean tech. How do you go to the market, operationalize it, grow it, and then eventually understand how due diligence, valuation, and M&A of a clean tech is done. Once we have understood the business side, we will go into the financing side of the net zero chain. We will be focusing on leveraging the global carbon markets, understanding the pricing mechanisms, and the trading. And eventually, we will go and take a deeper dive into understanding the global green finance from the net zero. So, what are the instruments? What are the structures? How do you bring in the innovation and blended financing? In course 8, we would be spending time in understanding the practical net zero pathways and policies, from where we would also touch upon the ESG reporting requirements and the corporate sustainability part of it to bring everything together and also focus on people-centric transformation. And eventually in course 10, we talk about building the net zero intelligence and business circularity. So all the components which you would have taken in the 10 months journey, how do you bring them together and implement into your business? So that's the brief course journey. I am walking you very quickly around it so that we get more time with the panelists to understand how these courses are planned and taking a deeper dive into it. Each course is given a 4-week cycle in which you would have a good balance between self-paced and live sessions. There would be strategic day because we understand, given you are professionals who would have a high pressure job and course is equally rigorous. So how do you keep that work-life balance? So we would be having some strategic breaks, but we would also want to take you from the classroom to the live projects through live consulting projects in which you will be interacting with the industry, with the regulators, defining the right problem statement and creating the solutions under the guidance of mentors. Given this is a hybrid online course, we also want you to experience the beautiful, scenic IIM Kashipur College. So we would be having 2 days campus immersion in which we really get an opportunity to meet our cohort, meet our faculty, and create this experience much more impactful. Rajeshji, I will just quickly walk through the program overview and then we will take your question. If needed, you can also please type it. Going to the next slide, Neha. This program is backed by very esteemed faculty of IIM Kashipur, and we also have very strong industry backing to this program. So, like you can see, right from the Dean Development Chairperson of Executive Education, from them to Professor Vaibhav to Professor Mrudul, Professor K.N. Badani, we have a long list of academicians who would be interacting with you, who would be bringing these courses and teaching the courses to you. Next slide, please. Equal to the academicians, we also have strong global international experts, subject matter experts, who would be conducting either full classes with you or would be coming in to share their experiences. We have faculties who are based out of India but having a global experience. We have faculties who would be joining in from Asia, Southeast Asia, Central Asia to take up the classes. Next slide, please. Like I mentioned, we would be having LCPs, the life consulting projects, which is a bridge between the classroom and real industry practice, giving you hands-on experience. We have some strong industry partners who are backing this up. They will be giving us industry problems, but we only don't restrict it to the industry problems. If the learner want to bring in the problem statement coming from their own organizations, we will be taking them up, converting into a life consulting project in which you will be working in group of 2 or 3 people and then delivering them. And we also have campus immersion, like I mentioned before. 2 days we will be spending together at IIM Kashipur. Next slide, please. Very quickly, I would like to give you a brief overview of what cohort 1 looks like currently, the type of people who have joined cohort 1. So when it comes to gender mix, we are extremely happy to show that we have a good 34% representation of female in our class in this cohort 1. It's a good balance of experienced, extremely high experienced, as well as new people joining into this sector. So on an average, if you look into it, 62% of the professional comes with at least 10 years of work experience. So that makes the class discussions extremely richful, extremely enhancing, because each one brings their own experience and share during the classes. We also have people, almost 55% people coming from senior leadership or management, 35% people coming from mid-level and professionals, and also 10% early career professionals, to show how this program is important in the transition. We have good representation. Like I mentioned, Dr. Priyanka is a consultant with Ministry of Environment. We have Mr. Sushil coming in, who is with the Tata Motors. We have representatives from NAMAD. We have representatives from multiple municipal corporations across India, as well as we have a lot of private sector people coming in from Dalmia Cement, from Reliance, from Honda. So idea to showcase this is, it is a very diverse group of cohort which you will be interacting with, which also enhances your exposure beyond the faculty and the industry experts who will be with you. Next slide, please. For cohort 1, besides the rich panel of academicians and industry experts, we also invited few guest trainers who came in either to give the leadership talk or to share the first-hand experience during the class. So we had a group of people coming from private companies, from the think tanks, and also from the biggies like NTPCs coming and sharing their case studies to enhance the experience. I will take a pause here. I understand there are questions flowing in.
So, Isha, I'll just add, in fact, very soon we are also having somebody joining from the UN Climate Development Fund, sort of for the green financing course. Abhishek Dhawan will be joining us very soon, right straight away from New York. And, so we are also working out how to make the time zones collapse in today's world. Back to you, Isha.
Thank you so much, Prof, for adding it. I understand we have Sushilji who has joined us, but he is really on a tight timeline. So maybe I will start my Q&A with Sushilji, and then I will move to other panelists. A very warm welcome, Sushilji. Thank you for joining at such a short notice and managing it between the meetings. So, for everyone, Sushilji is part of our cohort one. He is one of the learners who is taking the program with us. Maybe, Sushilji, you can share a brief experience with our audience on one, why did you pick up this program given the position you are already in? You have done extensive work in this domain. How do you see this program fitting in into your career, into your work? What is the alignment? And do share your experience how this program so far has turned out for you.
Hi, good evening all. Thanks for allowing me to share my experience. So I am part of Tata Motors, and I have been responsible for um, business development for EV. I'm just transitioning into a new role. Having said that, I feel that the industry boundaries are blurring now, right? And while we are looking at EVs to become successful and really deliver the sustainable mobility, energy plays an important role. And so is the case with policy, so is the case with the financing, so is the case with circularity in terms of material. Uh, and I felt that it is important for, while I am working in the EV domain, it's important to have a more holistic view of uh, what are the mechanics, what are the what is the larger play that's happening in India, beyond India. So that's why I enrolled into this course. uh, I would also like to share that the combination, the way program has been scheduled, uh, or the way it has been designed, there is a significantly high level of combination of academics. The faculty members are coming from academics, as well as there are practicing consultants, or they are running their own businesses, and also the learners are coming from different industries. So I felt that this is a fantastic combination. I don't think so you will get it anywhere in current scenario. You can either have only academicians or only professionals talking about their areas. Uh, while we are halfway into it, there is significant understanding that at least I have gained, and I see the Priyanka is also here. She can share her experience. I have gained significant understanding of energy space, so to say. Right, we are still in the journey, and I'm very sure the understanding of finance, the climate finance, will be covered in next few months, and it's a wonderful journey. So that's what I have to share in brief, and I'm very happy that we are having Professor Vaibhav, as well as Mr. Rahul, who can give the perspective of the teaching part, while we are sharing the perspective of the learning part.
Thank you so much, Sushilji. And it's really great to learn and hear from you that the idea which we made this program is something our learners can also feel. So thank you so much for your inputs here. I would like to now ask Professor Vaibhav. Professor Vaibhav, this is one of the kind program, like Sushilji also mentioned about it, in which academic and industry is coming in. But I also think the holistic journey of this program across the net zero value chain and the focus on the topic of net zero. There are I would say it with a pinch of salt, but very few courses would be available globally who is taking this type of depth on a particular topic. I would like to understand, why do you think there is need for such program, and why you feel it is important for Kashipur and you to come and co-develop this type of a program.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Isha, and warm welcome to everybody from I am Kashipur. The my own journey has been a long journey. I've been sort of started discovering sustainability, decades ago. And slowly, the realization has been that, unless until you don't develop the depth, the width of this domain is not, something that can make a large difference to the variables, to the targets that we really, goals that we really want to make a difference to. And that's where, sort of you have to pick up depth, and depth means that you have to specialize. And what we are realizing today is, and what we especially realized post COVID is that, sort of while there's a lot of talk about sustainability reporting, there's also a lot of talk about, ESG in general, where, sort of the knowledge levels are much higher. However, this thing about net zero has been largely been a technical thing, and a lot of industries have been applying it with a technical mindset. But how do you really make it happen from the business side of things is what, makes it really attractive to me as a management teacher. And, sort of the fact that where technology meets business and creates a business case, sort of which allows it to become popular, which allows it to be, sort of replicated by every industry, every professional. That's where it opens up career paths for professionals, right? And that's where, sort of it becomes very interesting for us. So net zero is just one of the pieces of the puzzle of the larger sustainability thing. But it's very important because it directly connects to industry, which is one of the largest, sort of stakeholders in terms of action and the ability to deliver outcomes on sustainability. So it's towards that larger goal that net zero is very important. I am Kashipur. As you see, the logo is already that triple bottom line, the three things: people, planet, profit. We have a triangular logo. We are the only IIM with a triangular logo. And so, sort of I don't need to say anything beyond that why it makes sense. We are located in a very fragile ecological zone, foothills of the Himalayas, right next to an industrial area at the tri-junction of industry, tourism, and agriculture. And that's where you realize that yes, materials, resources, economics, and sustainability have to go hand in hand. You lose any one of them, and the balance is, sort of short of what you need in life. So, sort of it's as core to us as it's daily life, sort of for us. Sure.
Thank you so much, Professor Weber. I have Mr. Rajesh Matkar.
Yes.
So you raised your hand. Do you have a question? If we have a question, I will come back to you, Mr. Rajesh. But from Kashipur and from the triple bottom line commitment, I would like to now ask Rahul. Well, 400 projects, 60 countries working with regulators, policymakers, multinationals. How did this program came? What problem are we trying to solve with this program? How do you think this program is beyond India? What are the geographic importance of this program? And how it's a global program in which we are looking for participation across globe.
Sure. Thank you. I think like at P Manifold, with all our consulting experience, we have always observed that governments, the multilaterals, the development agencies are looking for a change, right? And it comes in one specific domain, like for example, helping them develop the e-mobility roadmap at a country level. And Sushil brought an important point that when you are looking into e-mobility, its sustainability, then you start looking into the energy part of the supply chain, you start looking into the geopolitics of the material supply chain and its circularity. And all this combination then starts making effect of one powerful technology. Can it be really adapted into and made sustainable for the country? And I think all throughout our experience, we see that there were gaps, like there were gaps in the agencies we were working with, government agencies, in their terms of understanding, though like very expert people in their domain, right? But finding difficult to understand some of the core concepts coming from a systems point of view, right? And I think that gap we was also observing also in the industry, which was looking to kind of start supporting this transition through supply of technology, through making projects work. that projects were getting kind of delayed because some aspects of the systems were not clearly understood. Some part of the not so complete policy were resulting into the backlogging of the financing deployments into the projects and hence delays, right? So I think I really liked what Sushil put, like for a business to work, really it's the technology part, the policy regulatory part, the financing part, the material circularity the part, the people culture part, the strategy, all really has to come together, right? And I was joking with Vaibhav saying that कि MBA में हम बहुत जनरल चीजें पढ़ाते हैं, right? But can we apply an MBA, all the learning principles, all the core modules specific to a domain which is becoming so very important, right? And Vaibhav, with all his background in sustainability and previous work, he jumped onto it. And I think that's how we really kind of build this program where we brought all these cross functions for new energy domain, covering across the technologies, across the different business models, and bringing all these aspects together. And I think like coming from the industry practitioners, from P Manifold, from Vaibhav and IM teams, from other industry experts, both in international and India, I think it makes very, very valuable for the learner to understand how things are being happening, how to really think about holistically, and with all the complexity, how to kind of build up a simplified model, how to code it in Excel so that you can really understand the modeling and mathematics behind it. I think that's what the program is about, and that's what it really helps the learnings to go deeper.
Thank you so much, Rahul. We started with a learner. I would now like to listen to another learner. But Priyanka, you come with a strong background working with government, with regulation, and you are deep into this domain. So, can you walk us through how this program would further enhance your work? How are you looking into what was your journey of opting for this program? There's so many different programs available out there.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank Isha ji for allowing me to share my experiences. All Vaibhav ji and Rahul ji also for allowing me to share my experience of this cohort and the program. So I have a working experience with the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. And apart from that, I've also worked with international agencies like UNDP, UNEP, World Bank, and also with not-for-profit organizations like TERI. So during my tenure at the ministry, I've done a lot of advocacy work. So I understand how policies shape the future of sustainability, and they have a huge impact on the corporate sector. How the national and international agencies play a key role in managing the key stakeholders. And I think this program helps us understand the interlinkages between policy, regulatory, technical, financial aspects, economic and strategic aspects as well, that a net zero practitioner needs. Uh, so the net zero practitioner needs to understand to be able to successfully craft a cohesive strategy. So I think this program helps me to hone my skill set in terms of climate finance, ESG reporting, um, uh, and introduces me to the sector specific nuances also. I think which are very helpful for me, I guess for all of us in developing our profile as a well-rounded leader in the sustainability ecosystem. If we see the system dynamics and the ecosystem, the corporate space and everything in today's world, the net zero is not just a compliance, right? But it has become a part of strategy and CXO agenda, right? So coming to that, sustainability leadership today is essential not only to manage the businesses effectively and efficiently, but to also ensure that we leave a better and more equitable world for our coming generations. I think this program has all the right components in a balanced way. and it has both a holistic and a pragmatic approach, which is very much required for becoming a sustainability expertise or leader in the future ahead. So this program has not only strengthened my skill set, but also gave me the opportunity to master the intricacies of how to embed sustainability into and firms or a company's core values and operations, the supply chains. So my experience has been very enriching throughout my journey. We have completed, as Sushilji mentioned, we have completed 5 months of the first cohort. And in this short duration, we have covered a large number of topics already. The faculty are, I would like to vouch on that. The faculty are experts in the domain, whether it's renewable energy, it's energy dynamics, or it's climate economists, or clean tech business, or financial modeling. Uh, Also, we have learned a lot from real world case studies in the program that are already included in the program. So, what I'm really liking about this course is the depth and breadth of the course curriculum. I really love that part. And why the rationale behind is it covers a wide spectrum of or you can say a plethora of topics ranging from strategic, that will give you an idea about the marketing dynamics, economic, that will give you an idea or facilitate you in making scalability decisions, or financial, that will help you in making investment decisions, sort of thing, and also the technical part. So, besides all this, the best thing about the program is the IIM faculty and the evACAD experts who are also our mentors during the program, and also the industry experts. Uh, they are actually the stalwarts of the respective domains, I would say rather. So the organizers of this program has brought together a very diverse cohort. So we have people, like Sushilji already mentioned, we have people from government background, public sector, banking, agriculture, renewable energy, power sector, clean tech. So it is a very great learning for us to share our experiences. The class is very interactive in a way, and we can learn rather from each other's experiences, weaknesses, opportunities, and strengths. So I think this is the biggest strength of the course. Yeah. And especially one more thing I would like to add is about the assignments. The assignment part is very interesting, and we just not learn the theoretical aspects in the assignment part, but the assignments capture uh, everything about the financial modeling, the energy modeling. Uh, yeah, so that the assignments are the most crucial part of the program that helps us develop our thought process, etc. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, Priyanka ji.
So,
I think
Isha,
you
there's a question on chat. While it has gone into answered, I'll just like to add to this question, right? So there's a question that, sort of there are similar courses from other IIMs and what makes our course really different. One of the things is that, when I discuss sustainable management, right? So I have a course which I designed and which got a global mention back in 2014, which is still the only course in India to get a global mention in sustainability curriculum, right? So it's been more than a decade and we are still there. And interestingly, sort of, we took an actor framework model there. So we are always focused on trying to figure out how do actors act, right? So the action orientation is over here. So it's not just that the theories will come in without an action orientation. Theories only when they're useful for action, when they lead to what you can do in your professional life, what do you really gain in terms of meeting targets, fulfilling goals, generating outcomes in your careers. I think so that's where this course is intended to make a difference. B, you discuss sustainability. Ultimately, you discover, and one thing you discover is that, okay, it's not just reporting, you have to do. And in doing, you discover there's scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. Everybody tells you scope 3 is difficult. How do we really work on net zero? And I think so that's where this course really offers answer to the most difficult question in sustainability. So we're starting at the core. So if you have the core figured out, I think so you can figure out the rest much more easier.
That's an interesting perspective. I think I would also like to tie it up to what Priyanka ji said, what we have been talking. It's a diverse cohort. So it's net zero sustainability, sustainable practices. It's not a one shot solution fitting for everything, but you really need to understand the core of it. I need to understand what are the principles, how do I evaluate the project, and then if I want to implement, say, in waste management, I can still do it. If I want to go and focus on improving my um, value chain, I can still do it. So I think it's very important to understand the baseline, understand how practically it would be adopted, and then you go and take it back to any sector you have been working in or you want to pursue. And that's the beauty of working with such a diverse group to understand from the experience and make your foundation um, very strong. I am still getting some questions from the panel via chat, but if there are anyone who want to open and ask questions, please feel free to raise your hand or drop us a comment, and we will be answering them. It's for you, audience, for you to understand the course better, or if you want to have, if you have questions around this domain, you have experts with you, please utilize this time and do share your questions with us.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Rahul next. Rahul, we are talking about this course, bringing that real life experience, real life expertise. Can you elaborate on how that exposure is coming in the form of, say, industry experts coming in or case discussions? Can you highlight what are the real world exposures which we have been highlighting so much?
Sure, sure. Thank you. So, the way we have designed this program, like as a learner or as a typical persona, you can be on one side of the business, right? You can be either on the demand side in your industry, you are looking to adopt net zero and sustainability solutions and thinking what technology to adopt, why, how, right? And how to implement it. Or you can be sitting on the supplier side, someone who is doing RE development, someone who is supplying and manufacturing EVs or batteries or motors or green hydrogen developers. So you can be coming from either demand side or supply side. So the way the program has been integrated, we have included both these dynamics into the program, right? So in the early part of the program, you will start understanding what it means to adopt a technology for your business, right? Net zero will start from you understanding that in my organization, be it a plant or services industry or a combination of it, where are the emissions sitting in my supply chain, what we call it as scope 1, scope 2 emissions within the plant and services boundary, and what are happening outside. What do I control? How much do I control? Right. So that's an understanding that you will start getting it through applied exercises and seeing some of the case studies of some industries, be it Nestle or be it ArcelorMittal or be it coming from Dalmia or other multiple industries, like how they have defined their net zero journey and where are those pockets and bulks of emissions sitting, why, and what they are doing about it, right? So that's the one part where you start measuring and understanding emissions. Then you start learning like what does a technology fit to the problem means. Like if you want to decarbonize your electricity, power, and energy part, what are the options, right? Within renewables, what options, right? What business models, how solar becomes viable with open access or with group captive or other things. And not just by saying, but you have to actually build up the model. In the class, you will learn about this model, its sensitivity. You will be given this as a tool and you will be given some assignments. For early assignments, people who are not very comfortable with Excel modeling, they can use the existing tool and respond to the questions and simulate and provide answers to the case study, still using the tool from the user side. A little more advanced and challenging, Priyanka can tell about it, where you are made to change the structure of the model, right? Some submodels you have to change to really get to an advanced level of thinking. and some of the learners really want to go to that level, right? So that's how you start understanding how do I now integrate battery into my solar, and how, what cost economics it comes. Like a lot of things we hear in this world, we are filled with so much of information from so many things, but only when we learn the model and its intricacies and we are able to do that, it gives a very strong visualization to our learning. It adds up to our communications and our leadership skills. So I think that's what we start doing across different technologies, in renewables, in EVs, applied to a passenger segment versus a freight segment. And again, you will learn from practitioner, some case studies with some tools, and then in assignment, you are practicing that and coming back, right? In a class case study discussions. Now, once you have understood this technology and their economics, techno-economics fit, you then start taking a role as a supplier, right? So in the sessions on strategy, you will start learning like, okay, if I'm a supplier of EV or RE, how do I go about creating a market, tapping new markets? So that's where, like, if you are somewhere coming from a practitioner angle, like where Sushil comes as a marketing head for Tata Motors, he starts connecting what he has learned, right, from the demand side, and start applying it for the growing of the organization, right, from aspects of circularity of materials, from aspects of financing, and including their own emissions. We were speaking to Adani CEO, and he has kindly agreed to give a LCP program, live consulting problem. They themselves are into solar panels manufacturing, but now his problem statement is like, Rahul, while we are helping the world to decarbonize, my own supply chain, which is built on import of equipments, right? The scope 3 part is very heavy in terms of emissions, right? What should I do about it? Can you guys take it up as an assignment and work around it? So very, very real life problem, even for such a big company. How do we solve their decarbonization across their value chain, right? So I think that's where we start then looking also into a supplier perspective into it. Then we build green financing. Again, financing is deployed at both angles, right? The enterprise also needs financing for growth, and the end user, the deployer part, also needs financing to adopt new green hydrogen solutions. If in a steel plant, someone needs to integrate green hydrogen and the technology viability is still not there at parity with the conventional options, then what are the tools, right? So that's where green financing, some of the green instruments and carbon financing becomes important, and that we discuss. So in this way, Isha, we have integrated all these learnings in a very practical format from both demand supply side, and then taking this to a lower level of a individual as well as to city. Like we have a chief engineer from Kalyan Dobivali Municipal Corporation, and that gentleman is working at a city level for driving its climate action plan, and he's excited to really see like how different technologies mix is what can help him derive and define a net zero plan for his city and municipality, right? So that granularity of going from city to state to country to global, I think that dimension also we kind of take in and take out during the program, so that it remains very, very holistic for our learners.
Okay, thank you so much, Rahul. And that gives a good insight on how tools, how cases, and how other things are working together. Given we have 15 or other 13 minutes more, I would again request if there are questions, please do share with us. If you want to talk to our panelists, do raise your hand. There are multiple questions in Q&A.
Yeah,
I
so I
also
just,
request.
yeah. So, sort of somebody's asked about that, sort of about new, solar and wind energy. So Rahul talked, a little about it. So, these are also solutions that are happening at multiple stages, right? At the research stage, there's a stage that I have a solar panel, right? Now, a solar panel is used for only few hours in the day. How do I make it useful for around the 24 hours? So we are now working on trying to, sort of capture lunar energy. The next level is that I have solar energy, lunar energy. Can I bring the two together? So at a research level, that's a more long-term thing, but it's actual business in today's world because, professionals are being funded for working on these problems, right? These problems are not just problems which are problems in the lab. These are problems that actively business, government, and social actors are now pursuing as probable solutions of the future, right? So there's a clear path to which it is going. Not just that, there's also beyond it, we are also working on, okay, how do we really work on materials in such a way that the solar panels themselves become recyclable, right? So not just that the energy is renewable, but how is the material also renewable that is being used for renewable energy is the other factor, that is coming in. And then, sort of energy does not get used just, you capture the energy and that's end of the storage. The batteries are a very important part of it, right? We require storage of batteries. So, whether it is wind, whether it is solar, the batteries are required, and that's where it's coming in. And so, we have solutions. So there are solutions in the industry. Atiro has already become the first organization in the world which has already recycled, more than 500 industrial battery, more than 5,000 industrial batteries. So, here we have a solution which is now available at industrial scale. Organizations and professionals working on it day in and day out, right? So those type of things are coming in, and we are taking it head on, which means that the type of roles that people can go into, well, it can start from being a sustainability officer to being part of a quality or a health and safety teams are generally looking a lot into ESG net zero stuff now. At manufacturing organizations, especially in process industries, it's usually, so you have a separate sustainability team which does more of the reporting work. You have the health and safety standards team which does more of the process innovation work, right? Then on top of that, there is somebody who's managing a cross-disciplinary team. So generally, sort of it is believed that now the better organizations who have gotten into sustainability and net zero, it's not something that you require only a specialist doing it. It's something where you require an interdisciplinary team. So you have people coming in from all the parts into it. Then there's a chief sustainability officer, divisional sustainability officers, and there are now strategic consultants to the CXOs. I see Sushil has come, sort of online. Sushil, do you want to add to this?
Sorry, I was in middle of another conversation.
Okay.
Sir, can you please share the
No,
context?
that's
I can
fine.
add in.
That's fine. No, that's fine. I thought, you just came online because this was something where you wanted to add, so
No, sorry,
that's
sorry.
okay. No, we were just discussing that what type of roles can such a course lead to? What type of roles in the industry can people look to after, completing this course?
Yeah, I can add if it is okay.
Yeah, you can add, and I think so. Then Rahul wants to add. Sure.
Yeah, sure. So I feel that this is a very new field, and there may not be enough defined roles in the organization as of now. Some organizations have identified the roles, and those are being filled by the people who are from that organization, had some level of inclination or aptitude, but the formal knowledge did not exist with anybody as these roles were occupied. I feel that this will grow, and as you were saying that there will be multiple layers of that. Those will come up, and if one is ready with some educational understanding along with some interdisciplinary understanding, then that puts the person in the better position to be eligible for that role, right? So I would like to add that. And anything, yeah, I think that's okay. I think it's an evolving field, and it's better to be prepared for such opportunities than finding out we are late.
Right.
Sure.
Yes. Over to Rahul.
See, I would again want to answer this question from demand and supply side, Vaibhav, right? So if you are already into an industry, say a cement plant, a steel plant, a refinery, a fertilizer industry, an automotive manufacturer, so this are the industries which are looking to decarbonize, right? So any role in this industry that you are taking either in a management, senior management, or even in the engineering and R&D team, this course can really allow you to go deeper to find solution, its economics, and how do you integrate that solution in change management, right? In the flux of all the changing policies in India and global, how do you kind of create that right proposition which will fit in? So I would say across the roles, right? From the engineering to the management and leadership team, this program will be useful. Of course, within an organization, like what Sushil was saying, like this is a very new kind of area emerging. Many of the Fortune 100 or top market value 1,000 companies are required to do BRSR reporting. So they have started creating sustainability offices, right? And within that team, I think there will be more roles, which again this program can start supporting. So that's on the demand side. Same thing if I now start looking on the supply side, there is so big opportunity. You pick economic times, every page you will find something around net zero or new energy or green hydrogen or EVs coming. So there is so much of new business that is kind of shaping up, or the entire supply chain going to the batteries and critical minerals and other parts. So there are lot of roles that are coming from their part, right? So I think the applicability of this program remains to existing industry professional with experience, and he can augment into the same role, and he can look into upgrading to more leadership roles for integration within the organization. And of course, if someone is looking for a change in industry for reason, I think it can help them to kind of do an orbital change as well. So I think increasing speed in the same orbit or jumping to the another orbit in another industry or ladder, I think these are all possibilities with such a program.
I'll just very quickly add two roles from the first cohort. There's somebody who's looking to become a director in an organization. So how does, so he's trying to gain knowledge. How do I impact my position when I'm part of a board, right? So how do I really make a difference to an organization with that knowledge? At the same time, I have my ex-students from IIM Ahmedabad, like Varha Organics. They are in the business of trying to bring this whole net zero thing into the agriculture domain. So how do I pool the carbon credits from agriculture, and how do I supply it to somebody who's looking for carbon credits? They were the first one to crack a mega deal in India with Google. So there are many different other roles as well. Over to you, Isha.
Can I add something?
Sure, Sushil.
I think we are talking about a role in corporate, but there is significant opportunity of starting up on your own. So if you have a strong industry background and you're able to add this skill set, then there is a bigger opportunity lies in being an entrepreneur.
Right. So we are not only, I think that's a very important point. We are not only focusing on people who are already into the job. The course is equally relevant for entrepreneurs. The course is equally relevant for people who are coming from policy side, from regulation side. And it's a holistic experience which we are trying to bring in. And that also showcases very prominently from the type of people we have in the course. And it goes back to the point which Professor Weber mentioned earlier. It's the base knowledge which we are bringing, the core conceptual knowledge around the topic which is being brought. How do you tie it up to your sector? How do you tie it to a clean tech solution or enterprise you want to build in? That is a liberty, but you need to understand and have that strong foundation to take a leap into it. I would also like to ask Priyanka one question. We are talking a lot about topic coverage, the course, the faculty, the assignment. A lot of time, even with the senior leadership, it is about value for money. If someone is paying something, they would want to understand what is the value for money they are getting. So, as a learner, would you like to shed light? How are you seeing this course adding value to your career? How do you feel about it? And Sushilji, if you can also add some light around it.
Yeah, yes, sure, Ishaji. So I think the course is adequately equipped with the right components. And this course biggest value is the, as I already mentioned, the depth and breadth of the course curriculum. From my perspective, it leaves no aspect of net zero untouched. And also, the biggest strength of this course is it has IIM faculty industry experts, not just national, but also they are bringing in the international experts. We are getting good kind of exposure in terms of the assignments, in terms of interaction with those experts. We are actually getting good exposure to real world case studies, the actual projects which are going on in the corporate world right now, and what is actually the need of the hour. So I think that's the key reason why I think it provides very good value for money. And I think whosoever wants to pursue this course, I would say that you should be very clear about what are the gaps you want to plug in terms of your skill set and experience. And specifically, you can focus on that part of the curriculum. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Priyanka ji. Would you like to add something, Sushil?
Actually, I cannot attach any value to the learning that we are getting.
Yeah, I think it's investment on self, right?
Yeah, it's investment, and it's up to
explore.
you what you get out of it. So, value for money is what you get. गाड़ी लेते तो पता है कि उसको गाड़ी से ये मिलने वाला है, but you can do so much with the education that you are getting. I don't want to attach any value to the learning that I'm getting.
Okay. On that note, Sushil ji, I'll make it easier, right? So if India is pursuing Net Zero 2070, then what you learn from the course ought to be useful for a large part till 2070. On a lighter note.
So true.
So, Isha, can I add something more?
Sure.
Keeping in mind the time we are actually running now. So one more point I would like to add. This course is not just from somebody from a particular background, as already Sir has mentioned and Sushilji mentioned and Isha also mentioned that it is for sustainability practitioners, whether you're from the engineering background or let's say you're from a legal regulatory background or from or maybe you are planning to you are an entrepreneur and you plan to start a new clean tech business, because this course very holistically encompasses all the elements of you becoming an entrepreneur or innovation, etc. Or maybe if you want to explore opportunities not just in India but across the world. So this course has all that right elements in a balanced way. So even if you are thinking of starting, like some of us in our cohort, they are thinking of starting a clean tech business, the startup kind of thing. So you can also think of that, because this course encompasses every element in very detail. And also the life consulting projects, they will they add on to the value of the course.
I think I would like to really add to this point that Priyanka made, which is very powerful. I think Sushil also talked about it, the peer learning. I think that's a very important element of all forms of learning, right? Learning will come through teachers, faculties, case studies, but a very good learning and a lifetime bonding can happen through your peer learners. Through them, you can really try to dive much deeper, right? Starting your own business, connecting with them and understanding more details of a cement or steel or a automotive EV industry and figuring out a proposition for your idea. So all these things can go even beyond the course, including global, right? Like as a more like our in our other programs, we are having a high global participation with I am allowing, I think in this program also we will start having more and more global participants. So I think the reach of this program is fairly global. Like in our green hydrogen program, we discussed the assignment and case study of exporting green hydrogen and its business proposition to Europe, right? And going into the nitty-gritty using the tools that are learned in the class. So I think all those things are really allowing uh, for you as a global net zero practitioner and not limited to only India. Thank you. Thank you very much, Priyanka.
My pleasure, sir. Sir, I just want to add one more thing. This course, I think no other course will have this kind of combination, but this course has theoretical components as well as the analytical technical components. So we have till now we have learned a lot on the modeling part, because my background has been throughout on the analytical part and the theoretical part, but here in this course, I've learned a lot of energy modeling with a blend of financial modeling. And I think that is very important. If we see net zero financing decision as a net zero financing decision maker, this is very important. I think if you are looking forward to go into finance field, sustainability finance, climate economics, or any sector, I mean, this course will encompass each and every component in very detail. So I think we are. So one thing I would like to share honestly, that in this course we are learning a lot of Excel modeling also, the intermediate level as well as the advanced level. So and Professor Vaibhav is helping us. Professor Badhani is there, and lot of experts from evACAD, like Rahul sir is there, Vikrant sir is there, and also from also another industry experts from other sectors, and faculties from other countries like Philippines. They are also teaching us different courses. I think it is a great blend of the policies and the regulatory, the analysis, and the investment part and everything. So I think you would love to join this course. It's actually a worthwhile investment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have Sushilji, you have raised your hand, and then I also have someone from cohort 1, Balaji, who is part of our attendees, who also want to say something. So Sushilji and then Balaji.
Sure, thanks. So I did not attend the entire session. I was in another conversation at work, but I want to call out a word of caution for all the people who are attending this meeting or webinar. This is not easy. Okay, I am one of the defaulters. The course is demanding, and I am on the receiving end. That I have not been able to complete most of the assignments. There is time required to be given for this course. So if you are serious, then enroll. Otherwise, if you are casual, do not enroll.
I think that's an important message.
Otherwise, it's not fair that so many people are spending their time on the weekends to take us through. But if you're not able to catch up with the pre-work, if you're not able to catch up with the assignments, the loss is ours, right? And I'm on the negative side of that just now, but I'll catch up.
So,
but having said that,
the rigor is always important.
It's not casual course. मुझको लगा था हो जाएगा, but हो नहीं रहा है. There is significant time required to be spent, and it's not easy, right? So please do consider at least 45 minutes each day to be given and to be invested beyond the 2.5 hours of session. So if you are ready to put in, then you are giving justice. Otherwise, हो जाएगा, लेकिन not the best out of the course one can. There is so much to offer, and one needs to invest. Let me just be honest here.
Thank you for bringing that, because it's a certificate course. It doesn't mean it won't be a rigor. You just take an admission and you get a certificate. We want to make an impact by really creating people who understand this domain. It's a limited seat course. It's not a huge batch of 100, 200 people where, we are just filling the class. It's really a select group of people who would be working together, learning together. And that rigor is there for a reason, both for your learning and to maintain that high standard of this program and the certificate. So I really appreciate Sushilji, you bringing up that point.
Is it okay if I log out? I have another meeting to attend.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All the best. Bye.
Ishan, do we have time? Can I add on something to what Sushilji mentioned?
Sure, you can add, and then we will be just extending by 5 more minutes, learners. So if you have questions, do keep sharing. We will try to address as many as we can. Over to you, Priyanka.
Yeah, thank you. So I think I agree with Sushilji, and I think most of our cohort members, we have a group interaction with the faculty, industry experts, and also one-to-one interaction with We are now closely bonded. We discuss the assignments together. We are from a different field, so that is our strength. We learn from each other, and I totally agree that it is fairly rigorous in terms of self study, the pre reading materials and the assignments. But still, I say that it's a one time opportunity. If you are willing to commit time and effort, the course will surely be a worthwhile investment. If you really think that you want to move to a executive sustainability leadership role, then I think you should go ahead with this course. It's a 1 year program, and I think no matter you'll have times, hard times also, good times also, to trying to maintain a balance between work and the assignments and the family. But still, when you start doing the assignments, you will definitely feel a passion for doing more assignments. And I think we have all age groups, people from all different sectors in this cohort. So you'll have a lot of networking, and also you'll have IIM alumni status, as sir already mentioned. I think these are all the wonderful and the uncountable, the multiple benefits of joining this program. Thank you. Over to you, Isha.
Thank you, Priyanka. Professor Weber, one last question which I would like to pick up is on sustainability leadership today needs a corporate capability, but it also needs live experience of civil society, grassroots practitioners, and communities who have worked on these issues from the decade. While I would like you to elaborate on that, I would also like to bring to the notice of the audience here, like mentioned earlier, we have a very good mix of people who are part of the cohort. We are not nowhere saying that it's only for government or people who are very much up in the hierarchy at the private sector. We have representatives coming in from municipal corporations, from the bank, and these are the grassroots practitioners, equally grassroots practitioners who are making the difference in the ground. Maybe Prof. Weber, you can add on to that.
Yeah. So, sort of as been said, yes, sort of very true that we need grassroots practitioners, communities, and all this thing, and the question comes from a nuanced, sort of ESG understanding. But interestingly, when we get into net zero, we also get into another dimension totally into it that, sort of have we really looked at how do we make communities net zero? What we don't realize, we probably have a system where we believe that communities are closer to net zero than industry, which many times may not be true as well, because nobody has ever assessed it. So the whole program is built on using a body of knowledge and applying it to different sectors and different things, right? So on the solution side, natural solutions, community-based solutions, knowledge coming in from different types of indigenous knowledge, scientific knowledge, research, cutting edge research. In fact, even using policy instruments, financial instruments into the play. I think so, sort of to solve the problem, we need to bring it all in, right? And so, sort of it is there. And, sort of, so how does the program integrate this? So the program starts by saying that, okay, what's the global problem? What's the global problem that we are trying to do? And from there, sort of we look at, 9 different, sort of facets of trying to solve that problem. And that's how the skill set is built over. And while you are doing assignments in each program, you're free to choose community, sort of problems. You're free to choose societal problems. You're free to choose a corporate problem. You're free to choose a regulatory or a policy oriented problem, right? And then ultimately, when you come to the live consulting project, the LCP, that's where you are going to be up, you're looking at a real life question. And that's the real test where, sort of, you will have a mentor attached to you. The mentor will be trying to help you. And there, the solutions will not just be a corporate solution or a financial solution, right? That's where you will be using community knowledge and other things also, if the problem requires so, right? So that's how it is going. Having said that, sort of for myself, I'm somebody who's worked in the corporate. I work with international non-profit research organizations. I have just become the chairperson of an NGO. I work very closely with community organizations like farmer producer organizations. I've been doing research on them, for more than a decade and a half. And, sort of, I am an academician. So, sort of, I am one of the person who brings all of it together into the course.
Thank you so much, Prof. And that's a very good note to close the call. I would like to thank all the panelists, all the audience for active participation. We understand there might be more questions. You might want to understand the course more. Do write to us. My team has shared some links where you can reach out to us, or you can go and explore the program further. But we would definitely like to look people who are willing to invest on their net zero journey, who are willing to invest into this future of work domain, and also towards a better planet for everyone. If you have more questions, please reach out to us. We would love to answer them. We will love to interact with them. And then, in the interest of time, we are already 15 minutes over time. So I will close the call, but whatever are the remaining questions, you can do write to us and we will be taking them. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you, Priyanka. Really appreciate your inputs. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, Sushil ji.
Thank you, everyone. And as Isha said, if anyone needs to speak to me or Vaibhav as well, happy to kind of make time and answer any queries. You can let know the team and they can schedule a time. We look forward. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Greetings from I am Kashipur, and hope to see you in the classroom soon.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.